Strong as HE double hockey sticks. That's our economy, according to President Joe Biden. Is it though? Is it, Joey? We're going to dive into our double scoop of chocolate chip nonsense. Let me explain. We're back at it. Or rather, Joe is back at it, living up to the only thing he's good at, being creepy. While Joe says our economy is strong as HE double hockey sticks, how would he know? He's too busy sniffing and giving dating advice to young girls, eating ice cream, and generally failing at everything involving leadership for this country. And that was in the span of 2 days. It began with the creepy advice.
Now, the very important thing I told my daughter and granddaughters, no serious guys till you're 30.
Okay.
Right?
No what?
No serious guys till you're 30.
I'll keep that in mind.
Or no guys ever who are like Joe or his son Hunter. You can sense the cringe that they are feeling because we are all feeling it too. McCreeperson struck again, this time on Saturday in Portland, Oregon, where getting ice cream was the main event for Joey, but he also had to get a sniff in. I'd say he had a brain freeze moment with the ice cream and all, but I'm too honest to lie to you like that. Joe just has brain freezes at all random times, like the ends of speeches when he talks about codifying the murder of babies.
I'll do my part. And with your support, I'll sign a law codifying Roe in January. Together, let's remember who we are. We are the United States of America, and there's nothing beyond our capacity. So vote, vote, vote. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you. I'm sorry. I was apologizing for my back. My mother would be very angry. I was talking with people with my back to them. I apologize. So thank you all so very, very much.
Was that some Catholic guilt coming out? I think your mama would be disappointed in you, but for turning your back on life, not just the audience. Anyway, this is just Joe, an old man who has been allowed to be creepy. Grope man, essentially, for the entirety of his existence because no one has punched him in the face when it happens.
Stop it!
He can't, and he won't, because he has always been allowed to have it happen. Let's get today's question out there. What will it take for Joe to stop the sniffing and touching of young girls? I actually don't want the answer to that question, but nonetheless, give me your thoughts in the comments below. And please share the video since McSniffy and his media pals have completely censored any truth that may make him look bad. Like what he said when he opened his mouth in between licks of the ice cream, thankfully.
The strength of the dollar right now.
I'm not concerned about the strength of the dollar. I'm concerned about the rest of the world. Does that make sense?
Can you explain that?
Yes. Our economy is strong as hell. The internals are. Inflation is worldwide. It's worse off everywhere else than it is in the United States. So the problem is the lack of economic growth and sound policy in other countries, not so much ours. And that's how it's worldwide inflation. That's consequential.
You're giving a speech next over here.
We'll address the content of that statement in a moment. But can I just take a moment to say, why the HE double hockey sticks are you chomping on the ice cream? Clearly those teeth in Joe's mouth are fake, because he wouldn't be able to do that if they were real. And can we just take another moment to show that Joe has never looked so focused in his life as he is right there to get his precious ice cream cone.
Precious!
And Gollum's face is the look Joe and the media give when anyone says anything negative about old Joe, who's just out there doing the will of the people, trying so hard. He just tries so hard. He's working so hard.
So the president understands, and we've talked about this many times, that inflation is an issue, high cost. Cost is an issue for the American people. And so he's been very clear about making that his number one economic priority. And he has done the work. And he's done the work with congressional Democrats. When you think about the Inflation Reduction Act, which is going to lower the cost for our seniors, millions and millions of seniors across the country. When you think about that $2,000 cap on their own Medicare prescription, when you think about the thousands of dollars that our seniors pay a month, now that's going to be $2,000 a year. That is the work that congressional Democrats and congressional Democrats and the president has done. Republicans did not vote for that at all. And what Republicans want to do is that they want to repeal that very historic piece of legislation.
Joe may have done a lot of damage in the reported 9 minutes of being in an ice cream shop, and yet it took but 58 seconds for Karine Jean-Pierre to do even more damage because she is just so bad at this. And the economy is not strong as HE double hockey sticks. Unless that includes inflation being at 8.2%, it's basically the same as it was 40 years ago when Joe Biden was still in politics. And here he is now, President of the United States, saying most families are focused on putting 3 square meals on the table, taking care of their kids, and paying their bills. Helping you do that is my job. I'm so glad Joe has acknowledged exactly what he is not supposed to be doing as president. He is not my co-parent. The founders did not want the president to claim all the power we've ceded to the office. I do not need a daddy figure, especially one who continues to grope and sniff girls. Who chose this photo, by the way? Will someone please stop letting him be anywhere near females? Anyway, since Joe brought up the food on the table and paying of the bills, let's just have a look-see. Food is up 11.2%. Energy costs are through the roof that I hope you have properly insulated. Fuel oil is up 58.1% over last year, and utility gas is up 33.1%. But everyone, calm down. It's not like we're going into winter where you'll be using those energy sources to heat your home.
Winter is coming.
Yeah, it is. Just freeze to death in solidarity with the Germans. And just watch your 401k go down the tubes, if they don't freeze on you as well. Because it looks like the average 401k has lost about $34,000 in the past year. That's just about 25%, which is just insult to injury at this point.
Our economy is trying as hell.
And in solidarity, I think we can say, Joe, take that double-dip chocolate chip in a waffle cone and shove it right on up where the sun don't shine. Meanwhile, us minions can do our due diligence and figure out who to vote for in the midterm election that's 3 weeks away. Right now, the Democrats are all hands on deck, calling out their savior to do just that. Barack Obama is going to be out there stumping for Democratic candidates before the midterm elections, not so much because he cares if they win, but mostly because he's jonesing for that applause.
Obama out.
Yes, he'll be out all over the country. But it was interesting, actually, to see that he's going to campaign for John Fetterman, the candidate from Pennsylvania who suffered a stroke during this campaign and has wild stories from his past. The Insider's headline reads, Obama praises John Fetterman as someone with whom you can have a normal conversation. Says the Pennsylvania Democrat has some sense of how the rest of America lives. Well, if being able to have a normal conversation is the prerequisite to being a governmental leader, then I guess Joe Biden is gone. And if some sense of how the rest of America lives, then goodbye Nancy, Chucky, heck, every politician who's been in office forever. Forever. So again, bye-bye, Joey. And as for getting help in campaigning in Pennsylvania, maybe it's better to send Obama because the current First Lady, the one and only greatest doctor of all doctors named Dr. J, who hasn't played basketball, was not as loved in the city of brotherly love on Sunday. Jill tweeted out that she was at the Eagles-Cowboys game to showcase the NFL raising awareness about cancer through the Crucial Catch program. Jill said, "It's a special night for this Philly girl. I get to cheer on my Eagles alongside these brave cancer survivors and their families." Well, it wasn't so special for her as the crowd was simply not impressed to have her in attendance. ouchie. But not as ouchie as the latest polling data about Biden, which continues to show that Americans do not like what is happening in the country. The latest Associated Press NORC Center for Public Affairs research poll found that 46% of adults say the financial situation in their household is bad, which is up 9% from the question being asked in March. Oh, how much has happened in the past 7 months. Predictably, 78% of Republicans blame high prices on Biden, while 87% of Democrats blame factors outside of Biden's control. You know, like Putin and COVID.
Pointed his finger at everybody else other than himself, and the American people are sick and tired of it.
And that comment was made all the way back in May. The AP poll reflects a New York Times Siena poll, also from the past week. On the question of, is the country headed in the right direction, 64% said it was not, while 24% said it was. And then there's Biden with a 39% approval rating, which includes either strongly or somewhat approve. But on the other end is those who strongly disapprove of Biden, which is at 45%. That shows just how much those who are paying attention are really paying attention. And one question to note, if the 2024 general election were held today, Donald Trump would beat Joe Biden to become president by a 45 to 44% margin. Now, a 1% difference is within the margin of error, but it's interesting nonetheless. And interesting is one way to indicate what we have happening in the world today. Remember, we are just 3 weeks away from who knows what in the midterm elections. In the meantime, keep giving those Fs, faith, family, and friends. And share this video because why wouldn't you? Until next time, stay healthy, America.